Well, g'day, we're back. Right, when you're doing this, get your stuff ready. Get assembled. I got my bolts over here. I've cleaned them up with brake cleaner. Brake cleaner to prep the surfaces for the Permatec glue. So I've got that ready too. Which I'll have to prepare when you take the lid off and it hasn't been used for a while, in this case a week. It's always a bit of hard lump. You get rid of the first piece. That's ready. The bolts, I've got spring washers this time because if you look on these cylinder, it's not square on the top, so the bolts are probably slightly bent, but Chinese doesn't really matter. I've got the intake on because with these saws, you've got to feed the intake and pipes and crap in all at the same time, so I don't know if you can do it separate. Yeah, I will be able to do it separate. So I did it last time. So I'll pull the pulse line off if I can get it off. Good, that's stuck on. Where's my pliers? Where's my pliers? There they are. Right in front of me. There it is. So I'll refit that afterwards. I might even use new hoses that would break it. It's old. I got some new pipe anyway. So get that out of the road. So I'm prepped for that. I put the rings on. So I've lubed up the cylinder. So what we have to do now is put some Permatec on. Permatec Ultra. What do they call it? Ultra grey silicon. I put it in the last video anyway, so that the words were. I'll get rid of that first one, please. So put a dab. Some people say you've got to be really small, man. I don't really care. As long as it's not too much everywhere. I don't want it to leak later on, so leak or not leak. The question is, I don't want it to leak, so you just don't go too berserk. I know it doesn't like that pretty really cold. In Australia it's not too bad, but I wouldn't do it when it's frosty outside. Trying to get oil on your finger. Just use one finger only. Don't pick your nose. Might be in for a rude shock. Right, that's that service, and then do the cylinder. Same thing. I like to sit down and do this one. Just holding the legs. I find doing chainsaws relaxing for the brain. But also, it's pain in the ass late at night. I don't dream no more. So after having a stroke, you don't dream. In my case, I don't dream. I had my stroke in my emotional side of my brain. So I just don't care. Family, love, I don't feel that type of stuff no more. I got no time, no reference for time. I just know it's dark or daylight. I don't really care about time. But I have to sleep. It's not what you call life, I'm telling you now. So look after your health. Don't miss any parts when you're doing this, because if you miss a piece, later on you go to start your saw and think, why won't it run right? If it's leaking air, it will never run right. That's why we started it, because I want to make sure that this thing ran properly. I probably should have run it in wood, but don't matter. Now this is going to be the hard bit because I don't have a ring compressor and these rings are different. I put your fingers under the cylinder. You get the first ring, which is this side, so I'll hook the back of the ring like so. Don't force it. That's that one. Look at these silly bugger ones. Almost. Don't twist the cylinder, what do you do? That's why. What do you think? That it gives you time for the glue to partly set, so it's alright. So don't rush yourself too quick. I'm gonna have to buy ring compressor. Ring compressor. Well, that ring's on. Why the pin in the store? What stupidity. Tell me to buy straps, of course. Scared shit of myself then. Oh, stupid straps. And which ring is not popping in? There we go. Yeah, once you've got them on, if you're like me, my cylinder wasn't square with the saw. Once it starts to move, then you can slightly turn it. Don't turn just like that. You've got to move down as you do it. Otherwise you'll hook up a ring. Now with this particular type of saw, it's got to go down with the boot. Like that. So the boot's in this recess where it's got to go. Now I'll seat these bolts by finger. That's started. That one's going in. I pre-cleaned the threads on the bolts and the holes these are going into to make sure there's no problems loaded down the track with oil and crap and dirt. And little things like that help out big time. If you've ever done a V8, you know what I mean. Like, you've got to prep these things. And yes, I have done a V8. I'm into Mopar. Chrysler. In Australia, it wasn't as big in America, but I love me Freightlines. Now I'll put that on one. Right, where's my... There it is. Tighten it by hand. Cross hatch on the thing. I haven't gone full tightness yet. I normally go side by side, like cross, to make sure it gets pulled down nice and tight and evenly. So now I'll go tight. That's not what I used to have. Now, I was reading on the packet it takes half an hour to dry. I don't believe that. Anything that quick or this good, I leave it. I always leave it for 24 hours regardless. I came close once to doing it 22 hours. I thought, no, I'll go over, lay down, and then I'll start it. So, lately it's been dead on 24 hours. Just to make sure. And because I put spring washers in here too, it'll hold tight, I hope. Right, want to check that one too. Get paranoid. Right, that's on. Move the oils out of the road now. I love this time because all the parts are going back together. See what it sounds like. It shouldn't make any noises that are weird. That's not hitting the head. That's good. Very good. Right. Well, basically, it's just the reverse now of what it was pulling apart. Now, I'm going to run it with a factory exhaust for the moment. But when I finish, I'll probably drill a hole like I did my son's. I'll build a hole up here. I probably won't go, it's the same size as this, but I might go slightly smaller because it's a smaller capacity saw. But I want to go to the top because I've worked out the heat. It's not just the sound, it's the heat too. So I believe there's a hell of a lot more power to be made through chainsaws with mufflers, which I haven't had time to do because of lockdown, COVID and all that Chinese crap. But look, when I get around to it, I'm going to do some quite big experiments with these chainsaws. I believe we should be V'ing this section down here, so the exhaust comes down and the sound echoes off the V's. It vibrates back, and the outlet should be up here. And hopefully dish this part out here, but I was looking at the solo chainsaws. The exhaust on them has a V for more than these ones. So these are more of a balloon. I like that style at the front. Steel's got more of a front like that, but I believe more power can come out these than what they are. It's to do with the sound reflecting and bouncing back and all the Year 2 straight dirt bike riders know about that. But anyway, next time you see it, be back together and running. So yeah, thanks for tagging along and watching the little trail of this. Right, thanks guys.